exactly the same as Jordan Holden did. Now Yona, big Yona fan club in tonight from Leeds to support him. Forward 3.5 somersaults. Pike for the Jamaican.
A little bit stampy on the board, so perhaps not quite as high as what he would usually do. I mean, it looks massive. It looks like he's spinning up there at the 7.5 meter mark. And puts it down nicely.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets up to 10 meter at some point. He seems to have springs in his feet. 3.75s, 4.40 for Dan Goodfellow. Now, Yona Night Wisdom is his lowest tariff dive, but he's going to compensate by going for his biggest tariff dive at the end. Back 2.5 somersaults. Night Wisdom with his third Commonwealth Games.
Not a bad dive from Yona, not incredible. I've seen him do better. The only thing the judges will pick out on is this entry, slightly short and sent some splash off his bum and off his feet.
He's put a lot of pressure on his last dive. If it's in contention, we'll see that a lot later on, but this time round, 63, 3.7s. It's England 1, 2, 3 with Law, Holden and Goodfellow, but this man can change things. Yona Night Wisdom with his forward 2.5.
Brilliant dive from Yona. This 190 centimeter, 90 kilogram man just gets so high off the springboard. With all of that weight that comes down, the springboard is pushing back twice as much, and he really uses the board so well to get so much height.
76.50 for the Jamaican. Now, Shu Sin Lee, does he feel he gone into overdrive and into second place? And do you know what? There is 1.2 between himself and Jack Law now. 1.2 points. As we move on to Yona Night Wisdom. He'll have his big forward 4.5 at the end. Working towards it now with his inward 3.5. Yona currently in 6th place.
Yona, yes, Yona. Brilliant dive. He does this rock with his upper body to basically whip his momentum around to get, it's just, he finishes it so high, has enough time to look at the water, drop it in, and that entry, so good.
85 points for Yona. Well, what could he do with his forward 4.5 at the end? If he's in contention, he is in contention. He's in 4th for Yona. Building towards the big one. It'll be gargantuan if he can get that. This is slightly down, 0.3 on DD. Reverse 3.5 somersaults. Where's he going?
Just leaning ever so slightly forward in the hurdle, which has pushed him quite far out into the pool. But he gets so high that it's almost, you almost don't really notice it from the camera view, but it is quite obvious live when you've got the context of the whole pool. He did travel quite a distance from the springboard.
And I think the officials have noticed that. 2.7s or 7.5 takes him. Yona Night Wisdom. Well, whatever happens here, I just want to see this dive, right?
We're all rooting for Yona.
Forward 4.5 now. It went spectacularly wrong at the World Champs. If it goes right here, he could get into that top 3. Come on, Yona. You can do this, boy.
Yes, he's done it. It's not the best front 4.5 we've seen, but it's not bad at all, especially after having a wobble at the World Championships. So high, straight up and down. I mean, he's not left himself much room on the bottom, but it's a really big dive, and he was extremely nervous about it. He was so nervous, in fact, he didn't even want to use it in the prelim.
Oh, they love him here. Well, they love him everywhere, to be honest. He is so popular on the diving circuit. And it won't be a medal today, but he is the Commonwealth Games champion for 2022. Look how tight second and third was. He wasn't tight for one. He won that by 19 points. John Holden just holding back Jack Law. James Heatley went up to fourth and gave himself a great chance. Look, missed out by 2 marks in the end. Lee in fifth and Yona Night Wisdom in sixth. Second page will tell us that Fraser Taverner finished at the bottom with Hattie, Fricker and Beattie